Hi guys, and welcome to chapter 3. Now in this chapter we'll start off by getting you set up with the correct charting software to analyze both technically and fundamentally. Now many of you will be aware of this charting software already, and that is because it's tradingview.com, and most of you will know this from Forex or stocks. However, for those of you that are new, I will go over this anyway, as it is essential to mastering charts. So when you do sign up, which again I do recommend, it does just streamline the process, you will be brought to the homepage, which looks something like this. You'll have your market summary, you'll have the top posts from the authors of the day, you'll have some more analysis, you'll have some news on the right hand side. Again, this is not necessary, but if you like it, take a look. Now you will notice it says Go Pro. Now Go Pro is recommended if you trade Forex or stocks, as you can have multiple currency pairs up at once. You can monitor different time frames all at the same time. However, with crypto, things are slightly different. Whereas you would normally be monitoring loads of pairs, with crypto we simply look at one or two cryptos on a few time frames. There's no real rush. Once we've done our analysis, we close the page and we're done for the day. So what we'll do is we'll go straight to the charts. Now I do have multiple setups from when I did have Pro, however I have now got rid of that package. So what will happen is you will immediately be taken to the chart page. Now yours may look a little different to mine, as it may be your first time opening this. And what you may have is some indicators, a grid chart, there may be all kinds of unnecessary stuff on the page. So to start off, just simply right click anywhere where the chart is not, go to remove, and then just remove all drawing tools, or if you have indicators, remove the indicators as well. Now we have that, we have a bit of a cleaner chart. Now one thing you can do is you can go to properties, and properties is where you can really customize what you're doing with the chart. So for example, I can change the colors to blue, green, yellow, orange, you name it, you can do that. However, for now I will stick to green, as that is how I prefer this setup. When you do have Pro, I should probably mention this, you will constantly get the little notification in the left hand side. These are simply advertisements which are part of the package if you're not going Pro. Simply press that, hide for now, it's gone for another 5, 10 or 15 minutes. Again, you can change the theme. Dark. This will change the entire user face, and whilst this does look quite cool, I do prefer the light theme for the time being. Now if I go to this, I'll go to cancel. This will put my chart back to normal. Now the first thing we want to do is we'll want to get you familiar with the charting tools and the software you will be using. So on the left hand side here is every single tool you will need to analyze the charts. We don't need any of the fancy stuff, we need simple analytical tools. So for example, the trendline tool. Simply select the trendline tool, choose the color, choose the thickness, choose the width, you can even choose a dotted style. Simply connect it anywhere you like and draw the tool. Once done, deselect and the little circles will go. You can also have a horizontal tool, which is what we will be using very often. Again, simple. If I need to alter this, I can increase the thickness, I can make it dotted, do whatever I like. However, for now we'll keep this thin, we'll keep this simple, and we'll delete this. One thing you may need as well is an arrow or a horizontal ray. Instead of making the whole horizontal line from one end to the other, it does it from where you select it. So for example, you can select that here, and it will make the ray from that point onwards. Let's delete that. Now we'll move down to these tools. Now the only tool we will be using from this selection is the Fibonacci tool. Again, very simple to use tool, and I'll actually be covering this in another lesson, as this is completely different to what you would expect with Forex and stocks. Again, select the first, drag it down, select the second point, and that is that. And then you have the Fibonacci tool set. Delete this and let's move forward. You may be using a few of these, although it will most likely be the ellipse tool and the rectangle tool. And again, this is a very simple tool to use. Select it from where you like, click once, drag, and you can maneuver the box and rectangle however you like. Select it, connect it where you need it to be, and then stop. Just like that, the box has been set. So now we can delete. The text tool is not really necessary, But then again, if you need to give yourself little reminders or you need to put a price label here, you can do so by simply pressing this, and then just maneuvering this to wherever you like it. And this will update the price depending on where you drag it. So again, if you need a little notification here, you can then double click this and select the price you want. 3,500 as an example. So this is all down to you and personal preference. So what I'll mention now is we may need the long and short position tool or the forecast tool, but to be honest, it's not likely we'll ever need these. We're going to stick to mostly the line tools and the Fibonacci and the box tools. This has popped up, simply delete and it will go. Down here we have the more funky stuff which isn't necessary. You don't really need icons. You don't need the measuring tools. You may need the magnifying tool, but you can simply do that by moving the mouse to the bottom of the page. From here you can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can move left and right, and you can even make the chart extremely small by moving your mouse in and out on the chart page. And by simply dragging this up and down, you can increase the length of the chart. I like mine nice and wide, so I'll leave it just like this. On the top, we have more features, like the time frame. You can choose the format of chart you have. Again, you could easily make this a line tool. You could make this a bar chart, like a candlestick. You could even make these areas, baselines, and line breaks. Again, not needed. We're sticking with candlesticks for this segment. If you press the settings, it just brings up the same setting bar again, so don't worry about this. Here is where you'll find the indicators. So by pressing this, you're able to search for every single indicator TradingView has to offer. And surprisingly, there's a lot. Again, we won't need this for now. If you want to go back and forth, simply press this and undo all of your changes. And then here is where you can save your chart. So you can load a future chart. So I have a lot of selections here from the Forex days. However, I do have Ripple and I do have Bitcoin. If I need to change, I'll simply click on one of these and then change the chart to a crypto chart. So now we move on to this side. This is where, again, you don't need this stuff, but it's good to have a little look. So you have the watch list, where you can check all of the pairs you like. You can put them all into one little watch list. You can have alarms and alerts on certain prices. Again, not needed at all. If you scroll down, you've got stuff like hot lists, data window, calendar, and my ideas. Then you have the social side where you can get involved in public chats, or even, I believe there's a news section. There's notifications of public news, you name it, you can most likely do it on this software. Now, the one final feature that we will mention before we actually go straight into the analysis is this, and that is the screenshot tool, one of my personal favorite tools. Now, if you select this, you can go to save image, and this will bring up a high quality screenshot of your image. All you have to do is right click and save this image as to your computer. Now, if we go back to the chart, you can actually see Bitcoin soaring right now, and it has just broken all-time highs. But what we can do is simply change to any crypto we want from this little bar here. So for example, FUSD. Now, the charts we work with are usually always Kraken charts, unless stated. From here, we can easily switch chart and save it if we need to. So if I save this now, the next time I load the Ripple USD, the Ether chart will open instead of the Bitcoin. And just like that, we're now at the Ether chart. So I can do this for all of the other Forex pairs as well. So I do need to get around to that eventually. So guys, that is all for this lesson. Again, please rewind, take notes, and make sure you fully understand this before we move to the next concept. Although throughout the lessons, you will gain the experience to become a master of this anyway. Now guys, let's move to the good part. See you in the next lesson.